of our alumni come from. Mayor Gilbert was born and raised in the Boz neighborhood of Miami Gardens. At an early age, Mayor Gilbert made a decision. He would make his hometown proud, and he certainly has. After finishing law school with honors, he began his career in government by serving as a legislative aide for State Representative Dorothy Bendros-Mendigal. He also served as the Deputy of Policy for Florida State gubernatorial candidate Janet Reno, and as an Assistant State Attorney at the Broward County State Attorney's Office. Mayor Gilbert came back home to Miami Gardens in 2003, later appointed to the Miami Gardens City Council. And in 2012, he was elected mayor and is currently serving his second term. In addition to his mayoral responsibilities, Oliver Gilbert serves as the president of the African American Mayors Association. He's chair of the Miami-Dade Transportation Planning Organization, and he's on an advisory board member of the United States Conference of Mayors. And an executive committee he also serves on the Miami-Dade League of Cities. Please join me in welcoming someone who's passionate about giving back, someone who's passionate about community, someone who is passionate about leaving it better than he found it, Mayor Oliver Gilbert.
Wow, he's great, right? I was sitting there listening and I was like, I'm incredible. When I read my bio, it doesn't sound like that. Please, why? It doesn't sound like that when I read my bio. Listen, graduates, do me a favor. Join me in giving a standing ovation to your parents and all your loved ones for being here. This is important because, you know, I mean, they're here for you. They're not watching the Game of Thrones. I'm here for you. I'm gonna miss the Game of Thrones. I done DVR'd the whole, I'm not even gonna speed to go home because they will give me a ticket also. But we're gonna miss the Game of Thrones, maybe just a little bit of it. To your wonderful, extraordinary president, President Rosenberg, please. Your extraordinary provost, please, thank you, you really are funny. And Dean Snack, and well, to all the platforms, we really did have a very interesting conversation about hip hop in the background. You know, you got people down there, they're talking about Busta Rhymes, and I was like, well, Drake is cool, and City Girls, and it was Trapping's alive. But it showed the diversity of the room. It's very entertaining. Today, with you, right now, we begin. Now, it's not lost on me that today I rise as your commencement speaker at your graduation ceremony. You're an extraordinary group of graduates. The students of the Green School hail from 123 countries around the world. You speak 56 different languages. Academically, you are receiving degrees in disciplines ranging from economics to the study of spirituality. You've been tested and found true by one of the finest faculties in the world and stand poised to join the nearly 30,000 people that are fortunate enough to call the Green School their alma mater. Today's proceedings serve dual purposes: graduation as well as commencement. You graduate today. You all have met the rigorous academic standards necessary to receive your degree from the Stephen J. Green School of International and Public Affairs. You've gone to class, taken tests, written papers. You've embraced the professors that you like. You've stayed away from the ones that you don't. You stayed up late, you got up early, whatever it took, you did it. Graduations uniquely signify the completion of something, the meeting of requirements, the satisfaction of curriculum. When you graduate, you're officially done. It's officially over. Your families are happy, your significant others are extraordinarily relieved, and your friends and classmates, I promise you, they are willing and ready to party with you tonight. I am taking a deep breath with you. Having graduated several times, once cum laude, Clap for me. Now, I did that twice. Thank you, Lord. Clap for me again. I know the exultation and elation that you feel. I fully understand the deep breath that will leave your body when you cross this stage and exhale your first breath as a graduate. I assure you the memory of that feeling will be with you forever. You will forget many things about today, the time the ceremony began, what you wore, the graduation speaker, who he was, what he said. But how you felt will be indelibly enshrined in your encyclopedia of emotions. This day, this moment, this feeling will last forever. This is your graduation day. Now, in contrast, the origin of the word commencement hails back to France in the late 13th century. It means beginning. While these words, graduation, which is synonymous with completion, and commencement, which means to begin, seem to contradict, in truth they don't. As every sunset gives way to a sunrise, winter gives way to the spring, youth relinquishes itself to wisdom, completions give way to beginnings. It is those beginnings, the road to come, the path that is chosen, those are the things that I would speak to you about today. It is my hope that you embrace who you are to history and be bold in your enlargement of our humanity. Be empathetic through the expression of policy. Be intentional in defining the newest iteration of our global consciousness. You have an opportunity to write history, W-R-I-T-E. You have an opportunity to write history, R-I-G-H-T. And that greatness, the greatness of both of those things, it's within you. It's the same greatness that in 1776 said, we hold these truths to be self-evident. We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, and with those words, a country was born, an inextinguishable flame of democracy ignited. It is the same greatness that penned the United States Constitution, making real a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. It is the greatness that evolved from the mind and the mouth of Frederick Douglass in 1857, when he said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress, and made the demand of America for abolition as he viewed the flames of equality for all. The greatness that on January 1st, 1863, occupied the hand and the heart of Abraham Lincoln as he signed the Emancipation Proclamation is the greatness that said all men and women are created equal, and in 1920 extended the franchise to vote to every citizen without regard to gender. On August 14th, 1935, that greatness was in the pen of President Roosevelt, the one he used to sign the Social Security Act. It was created to pay retired workers an income, because if you worked, we will honor that work and we will always honor that service. In 1938, that greatness said that children shouldn't be losing arms and legs in factories instead of being in school, and it wrote the child labor law. School-aged children should be in school. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was the natural-born child of greatness and grit, continuing the making right of history by writing history better and better defining our belief that the law should be blind to race and gender and national origin. Courage was in the heart, and greatness was in the feet of the men and the women that crossed the Pettus Bridge in March of 1965, because despite billy clubs and tear gas and hatred, the march to freedom and equality will eventually claw across every bridge in the world, no matter the obstacle. On July 30th, 1965, the greatness in LBJ said that poverty and old age should not be a barrier to an access to health care. Medicaid and Medicare was then born. That greatness that existed in all of those moments, the greatness that existed in all of those women, the greatness that existed in all of those men, exists in you today. It is the greatness that can create policies that curb behavior, that help us stand up to sea level rise. But it is also the greatness that economically can create a rising tide that actually lifts all boats. It's the greatness that defines our humanity in terms of our character and not our color. It doesn't worry about who our partner is. It more concerns itself with the partnerships we make to move forward. It is the greatness that will address the disease of the absence of meaningful gun control laws. Whether it be mass shootings or daily violence, lives lost are lost to us forever. Love lost to us forever. Grief that exists forever. Your greatness was born for such a time as this. Times when we are required to listen past language with love. Times when we are required to self-evaluate for fault and not self-aggrandize for posture. You are prepared for this moment. You are prepared for this time. Greatness is the challenge of our contemporaneous barriers confronted with our values and our preparation. And history will report the greatness of who we were or weren't based on what we did, not what we said. We must be defined by policy, not politics. How we love, not who we love. What we build, not what we break. Who we are, not who we aren't. Where we are, not where we're from. Being defined by policies will allow us to take positions and not sides. Being defined by how we love, not who we love, measures our character. Being defined by what we build, not what we break, measures our values. Being defined by who we are, not who we aren't, measures our empathy. Being defined by where we are, not where we're from, that makes us a community. We are community. And community, as one community, one country, one world, the aspirational evolution of our governance will become the inspirational motivation for the world that we are to become. Class of 2019. Today, with you, right now, we begin. We begin your greatness. We begin our greatness. Congratulations.